From having tens of millions of dollars before hitting 30, to buying a watch that costs as much as a house. This is KSI's insane lifestyle. Let me tell you, this guy is swimming in dough. With a media empire worth over $25 million to his name, there's nothing he can't do. I mean, seriously, this guy's YouTube channel has more subscribers than there are people in some countries. With 30 million loyal fans hanging on his every word, he's basically the king of the online kingdom. Move over, Kardashians. There's a new royal in town. He might have been a fun sideman in the past, but KSI doesn't just make funny YouTube videos anymore. Oh no, he's also a rapper, and not just any run-of-the-mill rapper. He's a critically acclaimed, chart-topping rapper. And if that wasn't enough, KSI has dipped his toes into the business world too. From clothing lines to endorsements, this guy knows how to turn his fame into fortune. But the question we're all wondering is, how did he even make this much money? Well, everything began with his boxing career. Sure, we all know him as the YouTube sensation, but he's actually made more money with his fists. It all started back in 2017 when KSI decided to take a break from his content creation marathon and step into the ring. His first opponent? None other than his YouTube rival, Joe Weller. The battle went down at the Copperbox Arena. And let me tell you, it was one for the history books. Now, the exact figures of KSI's earnings from that fight are kind of unclear. But what we do know is that it set the stage for what came next, his fight against Logan Paul. These two faced off at the Manchester Arena in August 2019, and boy, was it a spectacle. The event was hyped as the biggest amateur boxing match ever, and with 21,000 people in attendance. It was a wild ride, to say the least. But the madness didn't stop there. The fight was streamed on YouTube for a cool 7.5 pounds, and guess what? Over 75 million people around the globe tuned in to watch it. Now, the financial details may have been kept under wraps, but the estimates are crazy. It's rumored that the buy rate alone raked in a mind-blowing 150 million pounds. And you know what that means, right? Ka-ching! Both fighters reportedly pocketed around 2 million. And since the first fight ended in a tie, the two decided to face off once more in November 2019. But this time, KSI emerged victorious with a split decision win. And his wallet, oh, it grew even bigger. Rumor has it that both Paul and JJ walked away with nearly $3 million. But while boxing might have gotten him the most money, he's now so big that his name alone is worth millions. No matter where he goes, KSI makes bank. Even though most of KSI's money comes from the US, his hometown UK market is just as big. Big-time shows like Top Gear, Celebrity Gogglebox, and The Great British Bake Off all invited him for appearances. Now, no one really knows how much they actually paid him, but even if you take the money out of it, the exposure he'd get out of being on mainstream TV is priceless. And KSI is a guy who knows where exposure can take him. Because you see, content creation is where it truly all began for KSI. Sure, it took a bit of time for the money to roll in, but once it did, there was no stopping our man. KSI found his niche with FIFA gaming commentary videos. And let me tell you, people loved them. He was making bank so much that he dropped out of school because he was earning more than his teachers. Talk about an A+ in financial success. But KSI didn't stop there. He ventured into vlogs, gaming, and comedy content, expanding his YouTube empire like a boss. By 2012, he hit the 1 million subscriber mark and hasn't looked back since. In fact, he's expanded his kingdom with 2 other offshoot channels. Combined, these 3 channels boast nearly 40 million subscribers and a view count of nearly 10 billion. And it's been estimated that KSI's main YouTube channel could be raking in a mind-blowing 700,000 a year. That's right, 7 zeros. And that too just from a YouTube channel. So to put it simply, KSI is getting paid. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd gladly exchange my daily grind for a life of cracking jokes and playing video games if it meant that kind of cash. But you know what the craziest part is? Content creation and boxing aren't his only sources of income. There's also his music career. It all started with his 2015 banger Lamborghini, which made it into the UK Top 40. And it marked the moment when JJ realized he could actually get somewhere with music too. Since then, he's been dropping EPs and studio albums left, right, and center. 4 EPs, 3 studio albums. And rumor has it that he's got another one in the works for 2023. This guy is a lyrical beast on a mission. One of his albums, all over the place, even shot straight to the top of the UK album charts. Not only is KSI slaying the charts, but he's also slaying the sales game. All over the place, sold over 100,000 copies, earning him a shiny gold certification. And when we talk about streams, this dude's got him in buckets. With almost 5 million monthly listeners on Spotify alone, he's basically got a virtual army of fans jamming to his beats. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How much cash is he pocketing from all those streams? Well, Spotify dishes out around $3,500 per million streams.
But you know what? He actually I didn't realize. Until I saw my thing back, bro. JJ, how much was your record deal?
Okay, hold on. 300 million.
Crunch the numbers. And it looks like KSI is raking in roughly $17,000 a month just from that one platform. But wait, there's more. JJ is no ordinary rapper. He's also got his own label, The Online Takeover. That means he doesn't have to share the profits with his label. He's taking control of his music. With all this money, it's no wonder he's been spending it good. This dude knows how to treat himself, even if he keeps his private life on the down low. Let's start with his jaw-dropping property empire. According to the Sunday Mirror, KSI owns a mind-boggling 10 million pounds worth of real estate. Yep, that's right. He has multiple properties scattered across England. Now, one of them is probably his parents' house, which he graciously paid off himself, but the place he calls home, sweet home, it's a pimped-out penthouse in Stratford, England. This 3-bedroom beauty costs him a cool £4,000 a month to rent. Oh, and did I mention it's in a 43-story tower that offers killer views of the Olympic Park and the entire London skyline? But that's not even the end of it. KSI doesn't just settle for fancy homes, he's got a need for speed too. This dude's got a fleet of supercars that'll make your head spin. A few years back, he splurged on a brand spanking new 65,000-pound Porsche Boxster. It's got 300 horsepower and can go from 0 to 60 in seconds. Then there's also the 280,000-pound Lamborghini Aventador. This bad boy is a work of art on wheels. He's even had it custom wrapped a couple of times, giving it some serious Tron vibes. And let's not forget his bling. KSI's jewelry game is on another level. This guy has a custom designed 400,000-pound diamond Beerus necklace. Yeah, you heard me right. The Dragon Ball Z character. This piece is straight out of a fantasy with over 2,000 stone gems like sapphires, yellow diamonds, and 18-karat gold. It's a sparkling masterpiece that took a whopping 550 hours of craftsmanship to complete. And that's not the only thing he's been spending his money on. You see, KSI is all about that Rolex life. And he's not playing around. I'm talking about dropping over $185,000 on those luxurious timepieces. One of his most prized pieces is a President model Rolex that he bought after his successful 2018. I mean, if you're gonna celebrate, why not do it in style? But it's not just watches that get KSI's fashion sense tingling. When it comes to shoes, he's all about those fancy kicks. This guy snagged a pair of off-white Nike Air Vapor Maxes. Now, if you know anything about shoes, you'll know that these babies don't come cheap. I'm talking close to $2,000 for a single pair. That's some serious sneaker love right there. I mean, who wouldn't want to rock those on their feet? Plus, with rumors swirling that Kyrie's Nike deal might not be renewed, those shoes are going to be worth their weight in gold. So, from buying a watch that costs as much as a house to having tens of millions of dollars in his bank account before even hitting 30, this was KSI's insane lifestyle.